The Joe Rogan Experience isn't just about wild guests and weird stories. Sometimes it hits you with something that completely shifts your perspective. Over the years, Joe's podcast has revealed shocking truths, mind-blowing science, and conversations that made headlines around the world. From aliens and AI to near-death experiences and cult-level controversies, here are 15 revelations from Joe Rogan's show that left us all speechless. Kash Patel on Epstein Files. Kash Patel revealed that high-level names are hidden in the Epstein investigation and the media is staying quiet. When Joe asked him directly about who's being protected, the tension got real. It wasn't just conspiracy talk. Kash used names, and it shook the room. You could feel the weight of what wasn't being said. 2. Rogan criticizes ICE raids. Joe rarely holds back, but his reaction to ICE workplace raids shocked a lot of listeners. He described them as insane and inhumane, especially after reading stories of people with no records being dragged out while their kids watched. It was raw, emotional, and showed a side of Joe people don't always expect. 3. The wrongfully deported gay barber. Joe discussed the tragic case of a gay barber who was deported alongside violent criminals, despite having no charges, no record, nothing. It was a heartbreaking example of how a system can crush people. That's not justice, Joe said. That's a nightmare. No jokes, just silence. 4. Oz Perlman reads Joe's mind. Mentalist Oz Perlman stunned everyone when he revealed Joe's ATM PIN on the podcast. No setup, no trick deck, just pure shock. Joe sat speechless, visibly freaked out. Oz called it reading energy. Joe called it witchcraft. The audience couldn't believe their eyes. 5. Elon Musk warns about AI. When Elon Musk talks AI, the room gets cold. He told Joe that humanity might be building the very tech that replaces or destroys itself. We're summoning something we can't control, Elon said. Neural networks, AGI, digital overlords. It wasn't science fiction. It was a warning. And Joe was clearly rattled. 6. The COVID misinformation firestorm. Joe made headlines when he questioned vaccine mandates and shared his personal use of ivermectin. The internet exploded, doctors clashed, fans doubled down. Critics called for boycotts. Whatever side you're on, that episode became a defining moment in how the public saw the pandemic and Rogan. 7. Elon Musk's weed moment. Elon Musk casually took a hit from Joe's joint, and the world lost its mind. Tesla's stock dipped, news anchors clutched pearls, and Twitter went nuts. Joe looked confused by the backlash, but that moment, it became one of the most shared screenshots in podcast history. Robert Malone on mRNA. Dr. Robert Malone dropped controversial claims about mRNA vaccines, calling them experimental and warning about unknown long-term effects. Joe let him speak without interruption. The internet erupted. Some saw it as dangerous. Others saw it as brave. Either way, it was one of the most talked-about podcast episodes of the decade. 9. Wesley Huff's miracle recovery. Guest Wesley Huff shared how he overcame a rare spinal disease that should have left him paralyzed for life. Instead, he recovered and now travels the world. Even doctors couldn't explain it. Joe just shook his head. Sometimes, he said, the mind and body go beyond science. 10th. Matt Walsh's cult comparison. Conservative commentator Matt Walsh compared certain modern social movements to religious cults. The audience tensed up. Joe didn't agree, but he let Walsh explain. The result? One of the most heated and divisive conversations ever aired on the show. Twitter blew up. Comment sections exploded, and the clip went viral. 11. Freddie Gibbs defends Rogan. Amid controversy over Joe's past language, rapper Freddie Gibbs appeared and went off. "You're not racist, bro," he said. He even defended Joe against Neil Young's boycott with an unfiltered viral quote. It was real, raw, and reminded fans that Joe's support comes from all angles. 12th. Brian Cox on the multiverse. Physicist Brian Cox laid out the multiverse theory so simply and so deeply that Joe looked like he saw a ghost. "There could be infinite versions of us," Cox said. Joe leaned back and whispered, "That's insane." It was a crash course in cosmic perspective. And it hit hard. 13. Bob Lazar and alien tech. Bob Lazar claimed he worked on recovered alien spacecraft at a secret site near Area 51. He described gravity-defying engines and tech that seemed impossible. Rogan didn't confirm or deny, but he didn't blink either. That episode reignited UFO talk all over the internet and inspired memes, and more memes. 14th climate conspiracy theory. In one episode, a guest claimed some wildfires might be intentionally triggered to push climate legislation. Joe didn't buy in completely, but he didn't dismiss it either. There are things we'll never be told, he said. Conspiracy or not, that idea took off and lit up Reddit within hours. 15. Paul Stamets and talking mushrooms. Mycologist Paul Stamets told a story about taking mushrooms during a thunderstorm and receiving a message from the forest. It wasn't a trip, he said. It felt like the forest was alive, communicating through color and vibration. Joe was speechless. That might be the weirdest thing I've ever heard, he admitted. These moments work because Joe listens, really listens. He doesn't rush. He doesn't steer. He lets people speak, no matter how wild, controversial, or profound their ideas are. Whether it's science, culture, or survival, the Joe Rogan Experience gives us raw access to the minds shaping the world, and sometimes what they say hits harder than any headline. From AI warnings to mind reading, alien tech to near-death miracles, these revelations weren't just entertaining, they shook us. And that's why people keep watching. If one of these moments blew your mind, drop it in the comments. Hit like, smash subscribe, and let's keep digging into the wildest podcast on the planet.